Today, you will be taking a special examination in which you will be limited to the use of certain cards. To participate, you will be required to build a deck according to the specific card limits at each stage of elimination or examination. For the first stage, you're limited to using Warrior and Beast Warrior monsters. Since there are no limits regarding the use of magic and trap cards, you should find this test relatively easy. Good luck. Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Stairway to the Destined Duel. I am really tired, so let's go ahead and try to go through this pretty quickly. So right off the bat, this is a post-commentary, because unfortunately, for whatever reason when I recorded this, I lost the audio for it. I don't know how that happened. I guess I just didn't save it. Because what I've been doing with this series is that I've been kind of doing things out of order. So I have a set sort of schedule of how I'm going to upload things, but how things actually come up organically in the game is kind of different. But that being said, this is the limitation tournament. We're going to have to do a couple of these to unlock the limitation sort of accomplishment or whatever. To satisfy that, I've decided to go with a sort of beatdown Beast Warrior deck. I had to choose either Beast Warriors or Warriors, or I think I could do a combination of both. But I went for raw Beast Warriors because I've done Warriors so many times, and there's barely any Beast Warriors in these deck or in this game, which is why this was so difficult to me. Even though I have, you know, a good amount of cards, I have like shit like Beaver Warrior, just because like I didn't really, I wasn't able to put anything else. So I just have cards like, you know, Rush Recklessly and Gaia Power and stuff like that to boost up my monsters. And you know, the thought behind it was sort of to just boost up my cards really high, just, you know, blast them out with attack powers and literally just rush recklessly as if I were a Beast Warrior. But yeah, this is post-commentary, which is ironic because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Stairway to the Destined Duel is the first thing I ever recorded on my channel, or at least uploaded. I recorded a couple other things before that. But officially uploaded, the first thing that went up was Yu-Gi-Oh! Stairway to the Destined Duel. And pretty much for a good chunk of that series, it was all post-commentary. And that was just because, like, I figured if I did play-by-play, someone's gonna give a shit about really what's going on in the game. Especially a game like this, that's, you know, can't even look at the card art, for God's sake. It also really sucks that Vortex Raiders are dark type, so you can't get boosted by fucking Gaia Power, which is an oversight in this deck, but whatever. But, yeah, everything was in post-commentary, so I figured, yeah, there's no point in me talking about what's going on, like, oh, I'm summoning this card, doing this and that. So I thought that was really dumb and boring, and nobody would give a shit about that. So I figured I would try, like, to make it kind of like, sort of like, I guess, kind of like a podcast where it's like, there's just the game in the background, and I talk relatively about the game, and then I just blab on whatever dumb shit I need to talk about. That's pretty much the main thesis of any of my videos, quite honestly, but it's a lot more, I would say natural, but it's a lot more of just me, you know, kind of just playing a game. Before it was just, you know, having the shit in the background and just talking bullshit. Now it's just me playing a game and talking bullshit. And I don't know, it's just interesting how things change. Just let alone just like when watching this game, or rather playing this game, and comparing it to, you know, when I was doing Eternal Duelist Soul. It's just, I don't know, so many things have changed. And like, oh man, I remember I had my really crappy mic that like, I had this really weird mic that I don't know what the issue was. Like randomly, sometimes on Audacity, it would just like have this really weird hum where it would just not pick up any of my audio. You know, it would just stop picking up audio. And it would just pick up this weird hum. I don't know what it was. And it was up to the point whenever I would record, I would have Audacity open in like sort of the background, and I would keep an eye on it constantly, making sure that it was working fine. And I constantly had to like take breaks in between recordings, which was the worst, trying to sync all that up. And then until I got to the point that I realized that I had something to do with like maybe the wires or touching my computer or something like that. So I built like a stand. I took one of my mom's like candle stands, or candlesticks I should say, and a bunch of books. This is not a Beast Wars. This is bullshit. One of the things I hate about these limitation tournaments is that they start out using the limitation and they're just like, fuck it, no, we're not gonna, we need to win. Anyway, so I had like a candlestick that was about like 3 feet tall, and I put a bunch of books on it and a bunch of shit, and I put my mic on it, and then that kind of worked. It also made it a little bit easier to separate the sort of noise, or rather isolate the noise away from my computer, because that's mainly where all my noise came from, just the hum of my computer. So we're gonna go ahead and give that another shot, since I got my ass blasted just now. But yeah, as I was saying, I set up the candlestick, and then we record using that, and then I remember I didn't have Camtasia, or maybe I had Camtasia. I didn't know about the screen recorder, so like I would record using the thing's internal recording thing. So I would record the audio on Audacity and then the gameplay on the thing itself, and then it would back it up with these huge wave files, and then it would break it up for GBA games. They would break it up every 5 minutes, so if it was a kind of long video, I have like a couple of them. But for Nintendo DS games, they would break it up every 2 fucking minutes. So if it was like a 10-minute video, I would have 5 separate videos that I had to fucking slam together and hope that it fucking worked fine. No wonder my processing time was so long before. And then there were all these giant wave files. Like, oh, it was such a mess. I think at this point I was just bitching about Boar Soldier being fucking garbage, and how I used to think that maybe at some point there'd be some kind of certain player where you can use that and make use of it, but it's really not the case. But what was the other thing? Oh, I don't know, for whatever reason, when you record from the program, it doesn't, the speed up button wasn't registering, which was really annoying. So I would have to like manually speed up the video on Audacity. So cut the clip, and then increase the clip speed as if I was actually speeding up through, like, say a Pokemon battle or something like that. It was the most annoying shit in the world. And then, eventually sometimes it did actually do the speed up. It was really weird and annoying. And then sometime after that, I just slowly started learning and, getting my shit together, and here I am now. I remember I want to compare it to how I've been streaming lately. I've been doing that, if you ever noticed. And I just, like, every stream I've done it this week, tomorrow it's gonna be or today, it's gonna be the 4th stream I've done weekly in a row. And every time I add something new. I don't know what it is that I'm gonna be able to add this time. I thought of something, but I don't remember what it was. Just basically, like, every time I stream, I'll think of something that could be done better, and I'll do it, and it'll be fine. Now I don't remember what it was. I know last time it was I got music, and the one before that I got my audio working right, because the Pokemon Showdown music was blasting, and then my audio was really not that loud. So we'll see about that. Really wish I had a better PC, because I use OBS to stream, and OBS is cool and all, but it just does not run well on my computer. It takes up way too much CPU usage, especially with my camera and whatnot. So if I had a better CPU, I could do things like, for example, play Jump Ultimate Stars, and just have the entire video pretty much ready to go immediately, rather than me having to record it, split up the video into 2 screens, and then place those 2 screens how I want them to be, and then immediately after that, fucking having to render that thing after already rendering it twice to get separate videos, then rendering it to actually get the video. Before, what I would do is, I would render the 2 videos, have the 2 screens, then put it together. Then I would do post commentary over it. And then render that fucking mess. Now I cut out that step, but still it takes a long time. Like last night I had to rush to get a video up. Yesterday or the day before or whatever. It was a mess. But anyways, very good. You passed. You're free to take this examination whenever you please. Try it again when you so deserve, and the blah 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 blah. Next one is Spellcaster. So basically we're just gonna have to go through a bunch of these. And the next one is going to be Spellcasters. There's going to be a lot of type 1s, and they're going to get more specific where I have to do like different types of decks, like lower than a 1,000 attack, or only level 4 monsters, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. We got here Crimson Sentry, which is similar to Boar Soldier, which I was thinking like, hey, this is a card that you can, you know, make use of in some sort of way, shape, or form, in some sort of play, I'm sure. No. It's also the same as Panther Warrior, except Panther Warrior puts it at the top of the deck. This dumb piece of shit puts it at the bottom of the deck. So not only does the monster have to have been destroyed that turn, but then you have to tribute that card that's already on the field to put it at the bottom of your fucking deck. Garbage. Stay fresh.